Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is July 16th, and today we're taking a look at the visible satellite imagery across the region here. You can see this marine push that came in last night and this morning. These low clouds banked all the way up against the Cascade Mountains here. They didn't make any headway into eastern Washington, Oregon, Idaho, though, as you can see, as they're nice and sunny over there. Few cumulus clouds coming up on the higher terrain of Idaho, Montana, and BC. We might get a thunderstorm up through British Columbia this afternoon. A little bit better chance tomorrow. And we're going to try to see if we can burn off much of these low clouds today. I imagine most areas will probably see some sunshine by this afternoon, however. Now, taking a look here at the infrared satellite imagery, you can see Tropical Storm Estelle, Tropical Storm Darby out here. Darby's even got a little bit of deep convection reformed on it there. Tropical Storm Estelle should become a major hurricane as it moves west-northwest here, and this will probably put on quite a show with this nicely defined eye. And these powerful hurricanes tend to look quite nice on the satellite imagery. You can see our weak system rolling through up here in the Pacific Northwest. Our next trough is kind of up here over Alaska. This is going to be a player in our weather next week. Depending on its position, we'll see just how much we're going to warm up next week in the Pacific Northwest. Monsoon season is active here in the Southwest USA as well. Now checking out Estelle, you can see its track, and you see the M there for major hurricane there, but no threat to land, just kind of an interesting phenomena out there watching those hurricanes move around. Now looking at high temperatures yesterday, 79 in Seattle, low 80s around Portland, down towards Salem, mid 80s. You can see on the Oregon coast up towards 70, chillier along the Washington coast. And of course, if you want the heat, all you have to do is go east of the mountains here, Cascades, and Kennewick hit 100 degrees yesterday. So checking out the European model here, 12Z, fresh off the presses, you can see some potential for maybe a thunderstorm here for the higher terrain of eastern British Columbia. And as we roll through tonight and on into tomorrow, you'll see some of that thunderstorm activity potentially tomorrow afternoon for even southwest BC, the higher terrain, on in through eastern British Columbia towards Alberta as well. And then eventually this trough's going to kick through and bring some severe weather, mainly east of the Rockies here. You can see Alberta, Saskatchewan towards northern Montana on Monday afternoon. Checking out the GFS is calling for low 80s for Seattle. I don't think we're going to get there. Probably more like mid 70s, probably some mid and upper 70s in Willamette Valley. Of course, chiller along the coast and warmer inland. Classic summer pattern here for the Pacific Northwest. This is the European hot off the presses, 12Z. You can see that trough here. Eventually, it's going to move across the Pacific Northwest here, and that's going to bring the chance of a thunderstorm or two today and on it through tomorrow for eastern British Columbia and Alberta before severe weather. This spawns over portions of Saskatchewan and northern Montana there. You can see the trough spinning out here across Alaska, and this is going to be a big player in our weather coming up. If this holds a little bit further back and enhances the ridging in front of it, we're going to warm up noticeably more. If not, we're going to remain, generally in a more onshore, cooler pattern as we go on through the extended. So we'll continue to watch that coming up here. We'll look at some ensemble members here shortly. Looking at Portland here, you can see as this trough moves through, then maybe a little bit of a warm up here Wednesday on into Thursday. This is actually Thursday here, a little bit cooler. So Tuesday, Wednesday, then we cool down a little bit more here. And then you can see there's potential for some heat in the extended here as we go later on into July. We'll continue to watch that as the ensembles are kind of all over the place. Even the mean and the control are not in good agreement. And some of these ensemble runs are varying quite a bit. So we'll continue to watch that as we go. Here's for Seattle, and you can see in our extended also the control, mean, and some of these ensemble members are kind of all over the place. And we're getting to the point where, we can get some ridging in here and build a heat wave up across the region here, but we need to be careful and just kind of watch this as it comes, because really once we get towards the end of next week, we've got some pretty good uncertainty in these models. But you can see we might warm up midweek here coming up. Looks like some of these runs are showing mid and upper 80s for Seattle, for example. So yeah, get out there and enjoy this. And you guys let me know what you think about me doing this windstorm thing. Would you rather see it sooner than later? I'm going to go over as many major events as I can, and I'll eventually do the cold weather outbreaks to our Arctic outbreaks also too. We'll go over those event by event, and I'll release that of course, closer we get on into November and December, once the cold weather starts settling in here. Windstorms can start to happen really anywhere from September on. Even 2015, we had a pretty good system roll through in August also bringing some pretty good power outages. But I'll try to have that out before our first windstorm threat. So no more than a month or two in the future here. But yeah, if you guys want sunshine and you're sick of these low clouds already after one day, you can get off into eastern Washington here. And we should get some sun breaks though here across the portions of western Washington. And of course, if you like it cooler, get out to the coastlines today. And we'll do this again tomorrow. We'll check out to see just how warm we might get next week. And we'll continue to watch for any changes in the extended. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow.